Our next story is about Google becoming embroiled in an antitrust lawsuit in the United States. The U.S. Justice Department claims the company unlawfully maintained a monopoly in markets for general search services, search advertising, and general search text advertising, giving little opportunity for other firms to make inroads into the market. For more of the details and its implications for South Korea, we turn to Lee Kyung-min from the Korea Times, who's on the line for us. Good morning, Kyung-min. Tell us more.
Right. So the U.S. Justice Department filed an antitrust lawsuit in federal court in Washington, D.C. Tuesday local time, alleging that Google preserves a monopoly for its flagship search engine and related advertising businesses by using anti-competitive tactics. According to reports by the Wall Street Journal, the U.S. government allegedly said that Google uses billions of dollars collected from advertisements on its platform to pay for mobile phone manufacturers, carriers, and browsers like Apple Safari to maintain Google as their preset, the default search engine, creating a self-reinforcing cycle of dominance. So the U.S. government maintains that if antitrust laws are not enforced, the country could lose the next wave of innovation, in which case there will be no quote-unquote next Google. And Google, in response, said that people use Google because they choose to, not because they're forced to or because they can't find alternatives. And its former chief executive, Eric Schmidt, jumped to the company's defense, saying the suit was misguided, unduly influenced by politics, and a distraction from more serious issues facing the technology industry and the country. Actually, issues surrounding Google were a key bone of contention at the government's recent audit in the National Assembly as well. An executive at Google appeared before the National Policy Committee and Science, ICT, Broadcasting, and Communications Committee on October 22nd. The executive, by the name of Im Jae-hyun, was grilled over the firm's revised policy to charge 30% commission for an in-app services, which Korean lawmakers said was abusive and unfair practice backed by its market dominance. They say that because app developers and online service providers would then have to make ends meet by either increasing service prices paid by customers or reducing fees paid to content providers. And an allegation that sparked controversy during the Science Committee was how Google allegedly exerted influence on smartphone makers not to have apps and OSs, operating systems, developed by its competitors installed in their electronic devices. And Representative Yoon Young-chan of the ruling Democratic Party of Korea went further to allege that Google was in collusion with local smartphone manufacturers such as Samsung, LG, as well as telecom carriers to share profits from search ads.
So, Kyung-min, how did South Korea's antitrust agency react to this?
Well, last Thursday, Fair Trade Commission Chairwoman Cho Sung-ok said during a National Policy Committee meeting that Google engaged in business practices that undermined fair competition. She said Google's much criticized policy of charging 30% commission for its in-app services materialized precisely due to a lack of healthy market competition, adding that efforts should be undertaken to restore confidence in fair competition in the market.
Well, we'll have to wait and see how the suit unfolds in the United States and the Korean government's subsequent measures. Thank you for your report, Kyung-min.
My pleasure.